My neighbor murdered my mom, and here's what happened. This is going to be broken down in a few parts. One of the main reasons is because my son is outside playing, and when he comes in the house, I don't want to talk about this around him because he doesn't know. So this took place when I was 15. My brother was 18, and I don't recall my mom's exact age. I would have to pull my calculator up to do the math, but she was young herself. We were moving from the west side of Fresno, and ironically, this is when Craigslist was really popping. And I'm the one that found the townhouses. Me being a young age, I had to have been 12 or 13 when I had found it, but whatever. So she found the town, I found the townhouse, she applied, and we moved in. Now everything was perfectly fine. I'm trying to recall exactly how they laid everything out on Fear Thy Neighbor. I only seen that once. I did not watch it again, and I watched it when it first aired, and I was so fucking mad. So I'm trying to make sure the timeline of events add up from the show and actually what really happened. So a little stuff may be off timeline wise. So anyways, initially when we moved in, everything was perfectly fine. I remember vividly my mom introducing me to the wife, Laura, the one that started all this. We were in the backyard. It was in some townhouses. Townhouses are set up, if you know, it's a common wall and a common back patio gate. We were talking over the fence. So everybody introduced each other, blah, blah, blah. My mom was like, this is my daughter, Dejanay, da, da, da. I remember vividly, may the Lord strike me down right now. After that introduction, I told my mom, I said, it's something about this lady I do not like. Me being a kid, my mom was kind of like, girl, you tripping. I'm a minor, right? And my mom was such this happy-go-lucky, happy-spirited, she loved everybody type shit. So she kind of brushed what I said off. Again, as time went on, everything was perfectly fine. I remember vividly in Fear Thy Neighbor, again, they were trying to portray my mom to be some beggar, asking for money, asking for food, knocking on the door at 2:00 in the morning, asking for seasoning salt and shit like that. That was lies. Again, that back patio gate, Laura, the lady, she did barbecue often, and she would offer us food, and vice versa. When my mom would cook, she would offer her food. Everything was mutual. There was no begging or my mom, just no begging. That was bullshit. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. That is total bullshit. My mom did work, and after work, my mom would come home, make sure we were straight, and she did go over to her house, or they'll sit outside, or maybe Laura's coming over in our backyard. We go over there in her backyard. She'll go over there in her backyard, and they would drink and, mingle with one another, as neighbors do. Everything was fine. This went on for months. There was no issues, no confrontations, no anything. How my mom was, she was the go-getter. She always tried her best to improve her life no matter what. She had told me, again, because me and my mom were so close, she had told me, Dejanay, I want to go back to school. I want to go back to nursing school. I want to get my LVN license. I just want to do better. Her initial plan was to go back, finish school, and she actually wanted to move us out of Fresno. But of course, it's all baby steps. So when she had that conversation with me in sidebar, I was actually helping her with one of the prereqs. It was a computer class that she wanted to do, and I was helping her with that. So she said that she wanted to stop hanging out, that free time she would have when she would come home from work and, after cooking dinner and stuff like that. She wanted to use that to focus on school and her prereqs and stuff. So my mom slowly start dwelling back and stopped all the not necessarily partying, but, kicking it with the neighbors. She's stopping it. And as she slowly start becoming more reserved, the neighbor started turning weird. It became an obsessive weird. And I've spoken to people about this. My mom was so beautiful. When I find pictures on my poster, she was so beautiful, always carried herself well and things like that. And everyone keeps saying that lady was just jealous of your mom's spirit. And now as I get older and I've experienced weird stuff like that myself, it really is a devil and an angel thing. When people have that evil in them, they cannot stand being someone who has that bright light, or they want to be in that light to suck it, So It first started with like little slick comments here and there and all that. Then it gradually went into something worse. Again, with us having that common wall, this lady would often blast her music 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when she know everyone's home and everyone's asleep. She would purposely put her speaker up against the wall so we can hear it. These walls are thin, so it doesn't take much. You can even be walking up and down the apartment and you can hear, little muffles from the people talking next door. So imagine if you're hearing somebody blasting their music 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with the speaker purposely up against the wall. And I've had video footage of that, but it happened so long ago, I lost it. I don't know where it's at. Or she would even, as she's walking up the stairs in her apartment complex, she would beat on the wall. Like, you'll beat on the wall, she'll beat on the wall, blast her music and all that. And again, like I stated in Fear Thy Neighbor, when you picking on somebody, and I never once denied that, somebody, it's often going to be retaliation. So when she started that, shit, my mama was doing the same thing back. I'm not even going to lie about that, but she's the one that started it, It went from that to her throwing garbage over the fence. We would come home, it's garbage all in our backyard, like food. It was just like a whole bunch of weird shit. I want to say that went on for months. And as I'm an adult now, I can really sit here and say the shit was just fucking petty. It was petty. Even as a kid, I was saying that shit was petty. Like, I didn't understand anybody grown. She was my mom's elder. Where we act like that, and it was genuinely for no reason. She would even take it amongst herself. It was a neighbor across the way. She would go to her house, look through her window to stare at our apartment complex. Mind you, we're literally neighbors. It became obsessive to the point I can't even put it in words. Like, the lady just was obsessed with my mom for whatever reason. And I'm not saying that to be a victim. I'm saying that because it really is evil, crazy people out there. The police were called so many times. My mom did it just to keep that paper trail. When shit started getting really, really bad, like when she would pull guns out on us, she would yell, scream. She was fishing for a problem, and her boyfriend, the one that pulled the trigger, he even got involved a few times. And as crazy as it sounds, he wasn't the aggressive one. He was actually trying to diffuse a lot of the situation. She was starting a lot of issues when he was gone because he spent all day at work, and he'll come home late at night, and sometimes he'll walk in the middle of an argument or a fight or something, and he just would grab her up, like literally physically pick her up and take her in the house. And he would tell us sorry. It's like he knew she was... I'm going to continue the rest in a part 2 because my son just came in the house and he doesn't know none of this. And I don't want him hearing this. So, yeah. Like I stated previously, this lady would pull guns out on us. Mind you, Fresno PD was informed of this from the first all the way into the last occasion, because this is a crazy-ass woman that's pulling a gun out on a woman and her kids. She pulled a gun out a few times on me just by myself. Mind you, I'm a minor and stuff like that. My mom by herself and things like that. Fresno PD would claim that they searched the house. Like, they'll come over here, they'll come over to our side, our complex, our apartment, whatever, get a statement, go over there, search the house, and never find anything. And I say that because the day that my mom was murdered and we were all shot, they found like 6 guns. I later found that out in court. Like, there was several guns in that house, which I already figured it was because she would not just pull just the same gun, They did get into, as I stated, Fear Thy Neighbor. And throughout this time, I told this story a umpteen billion times. They did get into physical altercations, verbal altercations, and things like that. But again, I just cannot wrap my head around how my mom wanting to fall back, be more reserved, focus on school and work and stuff like that, and her kids really struck a nerve for this lady. And the lady was so petty, again, because they once were cool, and how my mom, man, she's an open book. She's just like me. She's an open book. Well, I'm just like her, should I say. The lady went as far as the guy that my mom was dating at the time. She called up to his job to try to get him fired. She made up a lie and everything. And it's just like, damn, lady, like, what the hell's wrong with you? And just to briefly touch on Fear Thy Neighbor, because like I said, they totally spent everything out of narrative. And I stand on the fact, because she was more of the selling point, more animated and things like that, they ran with what she said and kind of threw me in there like oh, but this may have could have happened. They didn't put in everything that I said. And when they ask you certain questions, if you've never been on a TV show, especially like a true crime, which I hope nobody ever goes on that, they will give you a question and they will make you respond a certain way. So if the lady asks me, oh, did she throw garbage? And if I respond with just a yes, we would have to do the takeover and say, oh, yes, she throw garbage. And in that show, like certain responses, they chopped up and put it with shit that didn't even, I wasn't even responding to that. So if I'm giving a response to trash, they would like chop it up and make it seem like I was talking about something else when I was not talking about that. That's another thing that really, 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 really pissed me off to the core. Because as I watched it, I only watched it once when it aired. I was just like, that wasn't even for that. Like, what's going on here? Eventually, my mom did get fed up. She was just like, you know what? I'm done. We all grew this apartment anyways. They were building brand new apartments on the other side of town. She said, we're just going to move over there. We were so close to leaving. We were 6 days away from our moving day. Like, when all this happened, our apartment was packed up. And I did not know, again, up until all this shit happened, they had got served with an eviction notice. So everybody was literally on their way out. Okay, so part 3, I'm gonna kind of just jump to the night before everything happened and then go forward from there, because you guys can kind of sense it was just a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, too much back and forth. And once we got our moving date, my mom really was just like, you know what, shit, you can have at it. Like, this is all you. And sidebar, just to weigh in on how bad things got, this lady attacked my mom. I don't know if you guys know, like back in the day how they had, I'm sure they still have them now, but those locks that go on the car steering wheel, the bar thing. She had ran up on my mom and like hit my mom with those. Like when I mean like it got really, 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 really bad, it got bad. And again, with my mom trying to just better her life and all that, she was just like, this is not worth it. It's getting way too much. Fresno PD wasn't doing anything, you know? We already had our move-in date. Again, when all this happened, it was 6 days. We were scheduled to move out or whatever. I do recall them getting into like a very heated argument like a day or two before this happening or whatever. The lady did her normal spew, she threw like hella garbage over our back patio and stuff like that or whatever the case may be. And just like I meant to in that documentary, the show or whatever, documentary or whatever, my mom did, wrap toilet paper. It was actually me and my mom wrapped toilet paper around their car. I'm not denying that. Never once denied that. I didn't deny it in court. I did not deny it on the show or anything like that. But toilet paper compared to like all the garbage and shit that was in our backyard is kind of like whatever. Ironically, the day that everything happened, this was on a Wednesday, I want to say, because I was supposed to be at school. My brother was supposed to be at school. We had like early let out, so we were going to get home like around 12 o'clock. My mom was just like, you guys can stay home. So we wake up, we're walking to the store. I see the guy, he's at the door messing with his door or something like that. I don't know what he's doing. It looked like he was changing the locks. I don't know exactly what he was doing at all. But we proceeded to walk to the store. We're talking and stuff. And the last conversation I had with my mom was, again, like I said previously, about grandkids. She was the lady that loved the kids. And she's like, I can't wait, this and this and this, whatever. So as we're walking back, this lady just comes up, macing us. It wasn't even mace. It was like a cleaning mixture. And how the complexes are set up, it's hours in the back, and then you can walk through the driveway of another complex. So as we're walking up to head to our apartment, she's walking towards us and she just spraying stuff at us. and it smelled like it was bleach, and like, I know for a fact it was bleach in there, and probably like Ajax and like some more. It was just like a whole bunch of cleaning stuff, and it was very, very, very strong. So I had some Powerades in my hand, and I started throwing them at her. And my mom was just like, what are you doing? Like, the fuck? Like, I'm here with my daughter and stuff like that. My mom started yelling and cussing at her and stuff like that or whatever. So she runs, and this is why I believe she should have been charged, and I believe it was premeditated, and I'm going to stand on that. As we're walking in the walkway, she had one of those portable camping eyes. You know how you can get like the stove eyes or whatever, the portable ones if you're out camping or whatever the case may be. She had it at the door with a boiling pot of hot water. She grabs the pot, runs, dump it on my mom, and started hitting my mom with the pot. At this time, it's not even clicking to me like what's going on. I'm just like, what is this? Hot water? Like, the water was really, really hot, but I didn't really understand like what was happening until the pot fell. It takes a lot to dent a pot. This lady was hitting my mom in the head with the pot. And immediately when I seen the pot bent up on the ground, I jumped in, because, you know, she has the one up on my mom. My mom just got doused with boiling hot water and hitting upside the head with a pot several times. Like, hell yeah, anybody in their right mind is going to jump in and defend their mom. So then the boyfriend comes in, he pulls me off. I call my brother down because this is a man. My brother tries to grab a girlfriend off of my mom, and then I'm standing up trying to pull my mom away. The boyfriend punches me in the face. I fall to the ground. And if you know how adrenaline works, you don't feel anything. Like, I'm not even feeling him hit me. This is a grown man hitting a 15-year-old girl. I did not feel anything. So my brother was just like, oh, so you're going to hit my sister? The boyfriend laughs and said, yeah. My brother tries to swing at him. He misses. Everybody slowly like scattered apart a little bit. Reaches into his jacket. He had one of those jackets that had a pocket in the inside. Reaches in there, says, fuck this shit. Literally, fuck this shit. He shot at my mom. Again, adrenaline, and it's not even clicking to me what's going on. He shot at my mom. I see my mom fall. He shot towards me, but when he's pointing the gun at me, I kind of turned my body at an angle like I wanted to run. He shot towards me. I fall, and then he starts shooting at my brother. My brother did not fall. So due to the fact he didn't see my brother fall, he ran up to my brother. I turned and seen him. He had the gun to my brother's head and was trying to pull the trigger. By the grace of God, the gun jammed. I'm on the ground crying. I'm looking. I just seen my mom with a whole bunch of blood. I bent down. I didn't see any like bullet wounds on my mom. I didn't even feel like I didn't even feel me getting hit with bullets. But I bent down. I gave my mom a kiss. I told her I love her. I tried knocking on my neighbor's door. She didn't answer. And then I ran to the driveway. How our driveway in the complex was set up, it's like 3 or 4 different areas you can park your car at. But like I said previously, my mom laced me with so much game. My mom always told me, if you ever get shot, do not run. You will die losing so much blood running. Just try your best to walk as fast, get out the way, but do not run, because you'll lose a lot of blood. So in the midst of me like trying to run, I slowed down because it hit me like, do not run, do not run. I don't want to die. So I sat in the middle. I tried to sit down. I jumped up because I felt uncomfortable. I later found out I got shot in my butt. I got shot in my elbow, twice in my stomach, and in my butt. We had a family member staying in the back of us. He had came up running, asking what happened. And I was just like, he shot us. So he ran back over there to the scene where everything happened. My adrenaline was so high, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't even realize I had got shot that many times up until I got to the hospital. But as they laid me on the stretcher, they lifted my shirt up. My brother was next to me, and my brother doesn't cry, but just looking at him cry, I knew it was bad. And then this is gonna piss me off. They went to get a stretcher for my mom, and then it was 2 EMTs talking. He was like, oh, we don't need a stretcher for the other one. The other one's gone. And I'm all like, my mom died. Like, I'm like, what are you saying? She gone. And I turned to my brother. I was like, mom's dead. Like, he just said mom's died and mom's gone. And my brother's like, don't say that, don't say that, she's fine. But I know exactly what I heard. Like, why, like, like, and how he kind of said it was so, like, I get it, that's their job. They're not supposed to be emotional or anything like that. I'm not going to take that away from them. I understand that completely. But it was just like, she's gone. Like, don't even worry about the stretcher. So, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. I want to take a pause right here because I feel myself, I'm not going to cry. I feel myself getting a little too emotional, but yeah.
I slept with one of my pastors in the 8th grade. I'm grown now. I feel like I can tell my story. Y'all my safe space anyway. But yes, Pastor Jerome, Grace of Faith Ministry, South Haven, Mississippi, circa 2012 or 2011. You know what I'm talking about. And I know you be seeing my videos because I be seeing you in my likes over there on Instagram. Oh, and First Lady Denise, I know that y'all still together. You know you dead wrong for allowing that stuff to still go on in that church house when you caught us in the bathroom that morning when he caught himself being late to the pulpit to preach and shit. And you sat there, walked in on us, and allowed that stuff to go on and pretended that he was nowhere near the church house. And whole time, I'm in there gawking him down. That's why I always say these churches, they'll either make you or break you. Because after all them sermons that he used to teach, because I used to listen, all them sermons he used to teach about loyalty and truth, baby, whole time you lying to God. You lying about who you is. But y'all want to know what's so crazy? I remember the day she did catch us. She caught us in the bathroom of the church or whatever. Mind you, this the preacher's wife. I remember it like it was yesterday. I never forget what she said when she got on that mic. I heard her through the what's the name in the bathroom. She said, if you can lie to God, you can lie to all of us. And it sounded like she was crying. No shade. And when she said that, it sounded like you could hear a pin hit the floor. No shade. And little do she know, that wasn't even the first time. That shit had been going on. I'm talking outside the church, not during church. That was the only time because he was so like eager to get off his frustrations inside of his mouth. No shade. I slept with my church pastor in the 8th grade, and this is part 2. I really wasn't even going to do this, but since your kids online, they doing the most. They over there on Instagram, calling me on Instagram. Who the fuck call people on Instagram? Bitch, I ain't talked to y'all hoes in over 15 years. Bitch, this is my truth. I'm telling what the fuck went on in my life. But since Jadarius, bitch, you want to play with me on this internet shit? I'm finna go ahead and get into it. Let's really wake it up. You on Instagram, you and your sister and your brother on Instagram talking about some, oh, he lying. Y'all know my daddy ain't with that shit. Oh, was it shit when he walked in on me jacking you and your brother off? Let's really gag. I was in the 8th grade. Y'all bitches in the, 11th, 12th grade at the time. And every time that I would stay the night over there because your mama was practically bullying me because I was the only one on the church step team. I was the only boy on the all-girls step team at the church. My bad, y'all. I got a little mad. But continue. And she was persuading my mama to let me stay the night with y'all. But even though I was 8th grade, I was just, I was in my grown set of mind. I wasn't going back telling my mama ain't know none of that shit was going on. So for you to even be over there talking about, oh, your daddy not into that faggot shit. Bitch, he was only into the faggot shit because he seen what I was doing to y'all hoes. Every night that I would stay the night, every time I would stay the night over there, what was I doing to y'all? Jacking y'all off at the same time. You and your older brother. Bitch, don't play with me on this internet, hoe. And as far as Denise and Bria, bitch, y'all sitting up here talking about some y'all knew nothing was going on. Yes, the fuck y'all did know everything that was going on. Bitches, you stupid. First Lady Denise, whatever you want to call yourself. Ho, when you walked in on us, you knew for a fact that wasn't the only time that shit was going on. Every time that your husband would take me home from the step practices because my mama trusted him, it was always a longer route. And what was I doing every time? We was either fucking or sucking. And what's so funny, bitch, I was sparing y'all hoes because I wasn't even looking at it like that. Oh, bitches was taking advantage of. No, I knew what I was doing. Well, I felt like I knew what I was doing. But now that I think about it, bitch, y'all hoes would wake me up out of my sleep. You, Jadarius, you and motherfucking, would wake me up out my sleep for me to come check y'all off. Don't play with me, bitch. Talking about somebody trying to put you. Ain't nobody trying to put your daddy in jail. Ain't nobody thinking about your daddy, bitch. I'm thinking about me and my story, bitch. Fuck your daddy, hoe.
I let my mama and her new husband move into my home because she was struggling financially, right? A month later, her husband done sat me down and have the talk, asking me to pay rent in my own house. Now, I'm appalled. See, I'm a 28-year-old man and I own a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It ain't much, but it's in a nice neighborhood. I worked hard and saved hard to get it after staying with roommates who wouldn't flush the toilet, who wouldn't clean the toilet, who wouldn't wash the dishes. You get it, right? After all that, I saved money and finally got my own spot, which I like. It's nice. I'm happy with it, right? I haven't even been staying here for long when my mama called me. My mama called me with that old somber voice, give me an old sap story, son. I hate to be calling you right now, but my landlord selling my condo. I done stayed here for 8 years. I don't have nowhere to go. I looked at other apartments and everything that I can afford is in a bad neighborhood. I just need to come stay with you for a couple of months until I get on my feet and I have enough money for first and last month's rent. Blase, blase. That's basically what she said. And I, of course, don't have the best relationship with my mama. My dad left when I was 7, and I saw him maybe twice a year after I got older, didn't see him at all. And after that, she had a span of boyfriends. One guy which she married, which was all right for a little while, but he never made her happy. And then after that, just on and off boyfriends, right? But that's still my mama. So I said, you know what, Mom? That's fine. You can come stay with me until you get your money up. Oh, son, thank you so much. I promise I won't be there long. Maybe 6 months. 6 months in total. Cool, Mom. That's fine. So she show up, right? She show up with her stuff. And it's a man with her. It's a man with her driving a U-Haul truck. I ain't never seen this man before a day in my life. She introduced the man to Derek. She said, yeah, this is Derek. This is my new boyfriend. I said, oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Derek. Then she said, well, I got to be completely honest. This is my husband. Oh, okay. But don't worry. He's just here to help me move in if you don't mind. Actually, I do. But you got a lot of furniture and stuff. I'm not going to say no to any help, but I do mind. But all right, that's fine, right? So we moved the stuff in, me and Derek. Derek stay for dinner. I said, okay, that's fine. Derek spend the night. I said, okay, that's fine. Derek done been there every night that she done been there. Oh, Derek stay here too. So I cornered my mom and I was like, hey, I thought you said Derek was just helping you move in. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. His lease was up, and since we're married, I figured he'd just come with me. I'm sorry about that. He also didn't have nowhere to go, but don't worry. We're going to get out of your hair soon. Okay, fine, mama. That's cool. That's great. So Derek does some type of realtor, financial, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what he do. Something in that realm. So he gets up about 6 a.m., goes, come back home around dinner time, and sometimes he brings food for us. He brings takeout, which is cool that he shares with everybody. Mama been making homemade meals sometimes, and I ain't had that in a while. She also started doing laundry and stuff like that. So it ain't been bad having them around. Derek also fixed the garbage disposal that was making a funny noise. So I was like, you know what? Few months ain't gonna hurt, right? So it turned to the first 30 days. On the 32nd day, on the dot, the 32nd day, my mom was showering. It was early in the morning. My mom was up there showering. Derek came, he knocked on my door. He said, hey, can we talk? I said, okay. Step up my room. We go into the kitchen. My mom's still up showering. You can hear the shower going. And Derek says, hey, we need to talk about the financial situation in the house. I want to make sure that everybody's contributing their fair share. And I said, okay. He said, well, after looking at the layout of the house and measuring the cubic meters and what you use and what we use, or square foot, whatever the fuck he said. After measuring the area that you use and that we use, it's determined that in order to be fair, you should pay us $800 a month in rent. I said, rent in my house? He said, yeah, it's only fair. Your mom's been doing all the cooking and cleaning. I've been fixing things around the house and we started picking up some of the bills. It would be right for you to contribute as well. I said, hey, I contribute paying the insurance on the house, the mortgage for the house, the other bills that you guys aren't covering for the house. And he said, well, yeah, that's just your investment in the house, but it's not actually contributing to keeping the house going, like how we get the groceries and stuff like that. After a month of staying here, I said, okay, well, I never asked you guys to do any of that. You guys are staying here for free. He said, well, I just think we should have some type of agreement. That way it all seems fair. The shower then stopped running. He said, think about it for a few days. Because now mom, she out of the shower, right? So I go back to my room. Damn, what the hell? What just happened? I'm thinking about what he said, and I'm mad. I'm upset. I am angry. So I immediately go to my mom. I get to my mom before he get to her. I say, hey, mom, did you know about this rent thing that your husband got going on? She said, well, looking all shocked inside. Well, yeah, he did say something about talking about some type of financial thing. So, yeah, he just wants to know, make it fair. And I said, he said he want me to pay rent to y'all in my own house. She said, well, he's very good with money and those type of things, so maybe you should listen to him. I said, y'all are staying here for free. The agreement was for y'all to save up money, you specifically, because I didn't even know he was coming. You to save up money, that way you can have first and last month's rent to get you somewhere to stay. That was the agreement. She said, I don't know, sweetie. And walked away. Wanted me to think about it. Dare want me to think about it. So I said, you know what? Thinking about it, right? I called the realtor that sold me my house because she said if I ever need to sell, to let her know. So I called her and I was like, hey, what would the market rate be if I wanted to rent out my house? She said, well, in your area for your house, if you were trying to do a bedroom thing, you could probably get by $1,400 a month. I said, oh, $1,400 a month. Not bad. I started calling a few leasing agents to see about getting this done. And I called 3 before I got to the last one. I got to the last one, I talked to a man named John. And I said, John, I'm thinking about renting out my house. He said, okay, cool. We can help with that. We can write up an agreement and we take care of everything. We just want 10%. And I said, okay, well, I already got some tenants. He said, oh, that's even better. We can, write it up if you got tenants that's our standard. And I said, okay, the tenants are family members. He said, oh, okay. Well, we can get something done. So he said he was going to come to the house Monday, right? So I went back and I talked to Derek. I let him know. I said, hey, you know what? You're right. We do need to talk about the financial situation going on in the house. He said, oh, great. You're finally on board, huh? And I said, nah. Seeing as though y'all have been staying here for free and y'all are using my space and y'all are taking up this much square footage of my house, that would actually cost about $1,200 a month. Yeah, I'm going to need you to start coughing up $1,200 a month in rent. He said, what? No, we are already taking care of all this other stuff. And I said, no. I was taking care of that stuff before y'all got here, and I can take care of it even while y'all are here. However, since y'all aren't saving money, since y'all putting so much toward the bills, and y'all staying here for free, I figured, I'd look around and see, the market value going around, and yeah, $1,200 seems about right. He said, well, me and your mother, we're going to have to talk about that. We're going to have to think about that.
You know how much you got to hate somebody to go buy some red ants, some real red ants offline and spread them. I mean, cover them inside their car. Do you know the amount of hate you have to just consume to be able to do something like that. It's been times people that made me mad, or I get angry, livid, all this and all that. But I never thought like, let me order some red ants from offline, throw them in someone's car, wait until they get in and watch the ants eat them alive. Have you? Raise your hand. Put a finger down. Okay. The worst part about it all is she wasn't even my girlfriend. We wasn't even together. It was no relationship. So that's where hold on. This happened a couple of years ago, but I promise every time I think about it, it just makes me think like I really should have took you to court. I really should have done way more than what I did. I was trying to, you know what? Let's just start it from the top. Hold on. Here we go. So, boom. We got a girl. We're going to call her Kylie. And we calling her that because she was literally obsessed with Kylie Jenner. Kylie Kardashian. Whatever the last name. Whatever. She was obsessed with her. She would even use that as a fake name anytime like we went out somewhere. She'll tell people, oh, my name is Kylie. Like, whatever. It wasn't her name. But we're going to call her Kylie just for the story time. Kill. Okay, so way back when I was working in 9 to 5, I was working at a warehouse, right? And every Friday, me and a couple of people that was on my team at the warehouse or whatever, we would go out and we go out to this same club. Every single time they knew us, they had like cheap drinks. It was good time, good music, whatever. Kill. Now, Kylie was a new waitress, bartender there because we never seen her before. And I remember that because when I first seen her, I kind of looked and I was like, wait, she must be new. We be there every Friday. So we knowing, the workers and the owner and the DJs, all this and all that. Kill. Now, when Kylie first seen me, she kind of like looked, like kind of did a double take. But, not nothing too crazy. She just kind of looked. I just kind of looked, whatever, like that. I waited, she got over to our table. So she taking everybody drink orders and stuff like that. She got to me and she was like, what you want? I said, you. Don't know why, y'all. I don't know. Sometimes, come on, like, you gotta understand what I'm saying. Sometimes we just say stuff that we don't mean. I don't know why the flirtation. I don't know why the charm. I don't know. I just like making people feel good. I like making people smile. Because as soon as she asked me what I want and I said, Drew, the smile went from this to... That's how she was. Like, the smile was from here to heaven. And that made me feel good. Should I have said that? No, I should have just ordered my drink and I should have sent Kylie on about her business. Because from that point forward... That's me and Kylie. After I told her, like, I want you, she like, well, you got to show me how bad you want me then because words don't mean nothing to me. I'm all about action. Like, okay, whoop-dee-doo, here we go. I'm just playing. Seems like she get a little serious, but it's okay, though, because I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking the vibe. And I like somebody that can flirt. You feel me? Like, flirt back. You know what I'm saying? Pop it back to me. Don't be on like, oh, my God, like, stop it. Nah, talk back to me. That's what I like, you understand? Okay, so I finally ordered my drink or whatever. Kylie walk away and my friends immediately like, no, don't start that. Like, this our spot. We want to keep coming here. You're going to start talking to this girl. All hell going to break loose, this, and that. I'm like, nah, chill. Like, we kicking it. Like, it ain't even that serious. Like, she cool. We not on that type of time, whatever. Y'all, my friends hated that because they already knew 9 out of 10, unfortunately, something crazy was going to happen. And like they said, this was our spot. You know what I'm saying? These are my work friends. You know what I'm saying? This is our spot. Cool, whatever. So Kylie bring the drinks back, so whatever. She's passing the drinks out to my coworkers, friends, whatever you want to call them, whatever. And she says mine's for last. She's like, I want you to take a shot with me. I'm like, okay, where your shot at? She like, well, we gonna share yours. We're gonna take it together or whatever. I'm like, wait, like, how we gonna do that? She like, take the shot. So I'm taking a shot. She grabs my face and tells me to spit in her mouth. I'm only doing what I'm told. Like, you can say what you want to say. I mean, what else was I supposed to do? That's what she wanted. So I'm like, okay. I don't really know you. You don't really know me. Mind you, this is my first impression of you. And I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that's what I did. And y'all, she took the shot. I'm like, wow. Okay. From that point forward, I'm like, all right, you got my attention. Like, you just did something to make me remember you. You really got my attention for real. The whole night, Kylie was doing her job, but she always come right back to talk to me. She like, you good? What can I do to make sure that you're good? This is, are you sure you're good? Like, I keep taking shots. She keep taking shots. She even showing my friends, my coworkers love and all this other stuff. We just having a good time. Like, I already like coming to this spot, but I'm not gonna lie, Kylie just made it even better. Like, okay, yeah, now I'm really feeling the vibes. Another thing, y'all, we never ever stayed until the club closed. At this point, y'all, the lights is on, the DJ packing the stuff up. We still there. They like, Starion, come on, let's go. Like, some of them drunk, some of them hungry. They used to like going to Waffle House or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, so they get something to eat. And yo, I just don't want to leave, but I don't really want to say it's because of Kylie, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to keep it player. I'm just like, all right, like, let me go use the bathroom, we can leave or whatever. Finally, I mean, even the security guard kind of standing around like, what y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here type time. Cool. So I go in the bathroom, fake using the bathroom. I'm just trying to figure out, like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I'm going to get the number? Like, I need the number now. Like, I want to talk to her. I don't want to wait till next Friday, even though I know for sure we're coming back next Friday. I need to see what's up with Kylie, whatever. So I'm standing in there, you know, got the water running, pretending like I'm washing my hands, whatever like that. Kylie walk in and she was like, wait, because I know you wasn't about to leave without letting me know. Like, that's what you want? I showed you a good time the whole night, and you just going to leave without saying anything to me? And I'm like, that's crazy, because I walked in here trying to figure out how I'm going to walk back out there and what I'm gonna say to you, because I don't want to leave. Like, I need your number. I handed her my phone. She put her number in. She handed me her phone. I put my number in, and mission accomplished. Kill. So we giving each other the phone back. She like, look, I don't know you and I know you don't know me, but listen, don't play with me, okay? Because I'm crazy. You know, all girls say that. Everybody want to be so crazy. Everybody want to be so toxic. So, you know, I'm hearing it, but it's going through one ear and going out the other. Like, yeah, all right, you crazy. What? I should listen to every word that girl was saying, because one thing about it, she may have lied about many and plenty of other things, but the one thing that she didn't lie for a fact was that she was crazy. She admitted it. She told me that, and I still, why do I do better, start, yeah. So me, I'm like, you don't got to worry about that. I'm not going to do nothing to make you crazy. Who out there being, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saucing her out. I'm macking her down. I'm macking her down in the bathroom. Kill. We walk outside of her. My friend's like, come on. I'm like, all right, bet. She like, where y'all about to go after this? So I'm like, Waffle House. She like, is it okay if I meet y'all there? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, what can I don't own Waffle House. It ain't my restaurant. You can go wherever you want to go. She like, I just want to be with you for the rest of the night. Kill. We go to Waffle House. About 15, 30 minutes later, Kylie pulls up the Waffle House or whatever. My friend get out the booth, and, you know, Kylie sitting beside me, yo. It's as if we already knew each other. We laughing. She, like, slick leaning on me, whatever. She rubbing on my arm and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, here we, like, this type of stuff never fails. But it's like, it always happens, so I'm not really taking it too serious, but I should have, because I felt like Kylie was taking it way too serious. She was already claiming her territory, and I'm up here playing. You feel me? And I'm up here just thinking, like, all right, it's going to be a cute little Mac session, whatever like that, on to the next. Nah. So we all having a good time. Even she meshing well with, like, my coworkers and stuff. Even they talking to her or whatever. Like, it's just a really good little vibe or whatever. We finished eating. We about to leave. So she was like, I'm going to ask you something before you go. She like, how many girls you talking to? At that time, buku girls. I'm talking about many and plenty. I'm talking about this one lead, next bus coming. I have buku girls. What I told Kylie was, you the only one. I mean, why talk to other girls when I'm talking to you? Y'all, I'm study macking her. Don't know why the Mac never stopped. Because I feel like I'm going to take accountability. I feel like if I was just, you know what I'm saying, upfront and honest with her from the beginning, when none of this happened. But it's just like, in the moment, it just felt so right. Y'all know me. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to do what? Do it for the plot. I'm going to do it for the plot. I'm going to do it for the plot. I'm going to do it for the plot. She say, okay. She's like, because I'm not talking to nobody either. So you sure you're not talking to nobody? You don't got no girlfriend, none of that. And I told her, like, you're the only one. There's no need to. You the only one don't be on my phone, lie. So anyway, pulling out the parking lot, y'all, Kylie called me. She like, can you talk to me till I make it home, y'all? We on the phone. We just falling asleep on the phone. We just waking up on the phone. We already planning on the next time we're going to see each other. She like, nah, I'm not waiting till Friday. I need to see you, like, tomorrow. So make time for me. Okay. It kind of became a thing. Like, when I was at work, that's when I would talk to, like, my other little girlfriends. Y'all, I even had a work boo. Now, remember that, because the work boo is going to be a very important character in this story, right? So, me and my work boo be at work, but it's like, as soon as I got off work, it was Kylie time. But, like I said, I'm just thinking, you know what I'm saying? We just chilling. We not doing nothing exclusive, y'all. Kylie was putting all her eggs in one batch, and me, I'm out here playing with the eggs. I'm juggling chicken eggs at this point. You dig? Wait, do eggs come from a chicken, or is it the eggs that we eat? Is that wait, or a chicken, a duck, or no, I think a rooster. Y'all don't know either. I don't even know why I'm asking y'all. Anyway, me and her kicking it every day. Now it's time for that next Friday to come up. Now it's time for me and my coworkers to go out again. But this time, my work boo said that she could tag along. I didn't think nothing of it, because I'm like, okay, cool, but really, I should have been the one that not showed up. That's what I should have just called out sick. I should have just played hooky. I shouldn't have been in that club playing with that girl like that. That's one. But you know me, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen, right? I mean, come on, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah.
I came to visit my mom for her birthday, and you would think I'd be the one to bring her a present. Yeah, no. Think again. Think again. So I'm sitting there on the couch, waiting for her to get ready, because we going out. We getting my nephews, my sister, her husband. Pause on that, because it's still new to me. I'm not used to that. Not used to having a brother-in-law. So, anyway, I'm sitting there, she was like, son, don't be embarrassed. And I said, oh, hell. I didn't know where this was going. I had no idea where this was going. She come out there and she tell me she got a friend who got a friend that owns a Adam and Eve. Do y'all know what Adam and Eve is? If you're over the age of 18, well, if you're under the age of 18, you probably do. It's a sex store. Cool. We sex positive over here. Ain't no shame. However, she said that, they were all gifted boxes of goodies. Well, she done told me, she's like, your sister that came over here and went shopping. Whoa. Don't know that I need to know that. But then she go come out and offer, she go say, do you need either of these? Do you want either of these? Butt plug and a penis pump. Me and my mom's relationship has come a very long way. Very far. Okay? I don't know if it's gotten that far. Usually I deter or redirect those types of things to my sister. I say, hey, maybe that's something that you take up with your daughter. But she done got to her first. So, if my damn daddy wasn't dead, then maybe this would be a 2-parent household where she don't have to come to me for everything. She go to my sister and he could. Well, I wouldn't even want to talk to his ass about it. But regardless, happy birthday. I don't know. I don't know.
I just didn't want you to feel left out, sir.
I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate the inclusivity.
I went shopping.
Well, you told me you went shopping. She told me you went shopping.
That was between us.
Well, shit, we sharing the embarrassment. Feliz cumpleaños.
Mom.
Mom. Right, Mom. Sometimes I do need to stay in a child's place.
Okay, let's do a quick little story time before I get ready to go out. So, a lot of y'all wanted to know about the attempted murder charge. Here we go. Okay, so my son's dad, who was my first boyfriend, my first everything or whatever, we was together, and in the midst of us being together, he was going between me and another girl. It sounds bad, but it's terrible. It's so bad to the point that he broke up with me when I was pregnant in my apartment. And I remember him coming to the house and telling me that he's sorry and that he's leaving. And he took the TV off the wall and left. A couple days later, he got stopped by the police and he was on house arrest. See how karma worked? But anyway, while he was on house arrest or whatever, I would drop my baby off to him and stuff. And his girlfriend would be there. And I remember one day when I was going to pick my baby up, she was like, you think I want your baby? I don't care. I have my own baby. I guess that was her way of letting me know that she was pregnant or whatever, which is fine. So along the line, towards the end of her pregnancy, of course, he comes back home to me now. But I guess he's still in between us or whatever. It was just a lot of back and forth. Me and the girl had already fought. One day I came home and she was sitting on my couch and I went in the room, came back out and fought her. But anyway, this particular day I was at home one night. Me and my baby was arguing. He would always take my car and go do whatever. So he had my car this day, right? The girl was almost 9 months pregnant and she was calling, looking for him. I guess she couldn't find him. Me and her would be arguing oh, fuck you, da 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 da. So I'm at home and next thing I know, the doorbell rings, right? So I had a roommate. So when the doorbell rings, I go to the door, and when I go to the door, it was some girl that I never seen before. Her name was L'Oreal. her name is Gloria. I never seen her before, and she knocked on the door, and she was like, is Cody home? Mind you, Cody is my man. So I'm like, who are you? And she was like, oh, I'm his cousin. Mind you, bitch, I know all his family. You're not his cousin. So I said, you're not his cousin, so what's up? She was like, oh, you want to fight such and such? We gonna call the girl such and such. You want to fight such and such, but she's pregnant. I'm not gonna let you fight her, so step outside. So me, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna step outside. So when I step outside, y'all, like the way we used to park is like, you know how you park like on the side of the grass in front of a house? It was like that. When I stepped outside, 3 more girls came from behind the car, right? Okay, y'all. So when I came outside, the girl was like, when I stepped out, the 3 girls came from behind the car. So when the 3 girls stepped from behind the car, I backed up like, wait a minute, bitch. You said fight you, not 3. But then I was like, you know what? What's up? But then it was like, I ain't finna let y'all hoes jump me. Like, be for real. Mind you, at this time, my son was like 9 months in the house. So we out there arguing, yelling, like on some real shit. I wasn't finna let them jump me. But then I had an old lady that lived across the street, and the old lady was like, y'all get the fuck away from this house, like with all that noise and stuff. And then my roommate was calling the police because like my roommate wasn't like a fighter or whatever, right? It's just me. So she calling the police, she talking to the police. So now I'm mad. The girls leave. I'm like pissed the fuck off. I'm mad. I'm like, you hoes came to my house. How long did you come to my house, bitch? Y'all try to jump me? Like, y'all really try to jump me? Mind you, like I told y'all, my baby daddy had my car. My baby daddy had my car, and he was from this place called Malibu. So he was in the hood. So not only that, I can't even leave my fucking house because he got my car. So now I was pissed off because like I was stuck at the house. I didn't have a car or whatever because he had the car. So I called his mom actually, and I was telling her like, oh, these girls just came to my house or whatever, and you know, like, I'm just going to fuck off. I'm really pissed. So she like, I'm going to send Chuck there to get you. Chuck is Cody's brother. Some of y'all may know. I don't know. He's seen that song like, I would never sleep with a pussy nigga or whatever. But anyway, she was like, I'm going to send him to come get you or whatever. So I was like, all right. So she was like, you need to come bring me my grandbaby. Like, I don't care what y'all do or what y'all got going on. You need to come bring me my grandbaby. So I was like, okay. So Chuck finally pulls up, and I was leaving the house, and I went outside and I put my son in the car. Then, you know, the thought came in my head, and it was like, you need to go get something because, like, what if something happens? So I went back in the house, and I want all of y'all to go to y'all knife set in the kitchen, right? I went and I grabbed a knife, but not a regular knife. It was like the long knife that got like all the riffles at the end. You know what I'm talking about? It's long, it's not sharp on the end, and it got all the riffles on the end. Okay, cool. So I put the knife in my sweatpants. I had on some sweatpants or whatever, right? So I put the knife in there, and then we leave. So when we leave, I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, why are you taking me to your mom's house when I have a car? Take me to Malibu. I'm going to get my car. Like, I don't need you to take me. I have my own car. Like, this thing about not to have my car. I'm calling him. He not answering phone. He don't give a fuck what's going on. So, we get to Malibu. Why when we get to Malibu, y'all, the fucking girls pull up on the other end. So, it's like y'all followed me there, right? So I'll jump out the car and I'm like, I'm just going to get my keys or whatever, like from him, and I'm going to leave. So in Malibu, y'all, it's like a gang of boys. It's the hood. It's where they hang out at. But like, I'm cool with a lot of them at this time, right? So right when I get out the car, the big girl who was knocking at my door comes and she jumps out. It's just us in the hood now. Mind you, my son is in the car with, Chuck girlfriend at the time. Me and Chuck is out the car. So the big girl get out the car and she was like, so what's up? So she get out the car. Such and such is still in the car, 9 months pregnant. Then there's someone else in the car, 2 other people and a little girl, y'all. I didn't see the little girl out there at my house. So I'm like, what? So like some of the boys from the hood like, man, Raquel, fight that bitch or whatever. Like, just fight that bitch. And then Chuck was holding the back door so she couldn't get back in. He was like, man, just beat her ass, right? Just beat her ass. All right, I'm gonna give you a part 3 while I get ready for work. But anyway, so he like, man, just fight her or whatever. Mind y'all, remember I told y'all before I left the house, I tucked the knife in my pocket, right? Mind you, I've never been like a scary person. I'm not a bully, but like I will be some ass, okay? But anyway, so I'm like, man, fuck it. At this point, she putting me in a position that I can't. It's like, it's nothing else I could do. So I'm like, fuck it. So then I just hit her, y'all. I just went to beating a girl ass, y'all. But I think that I was so frustrated, y'all. And I was so mad that I swear to God when I say this, and I blacked out. So if someone ever tell you they blacked out, they blacked out. I blacked out because I don't remember anything after fighting her. When I came back to life, I was holding the knife in my hand. She was standing there, and I just like seen her arm go like dead, and blood starts squirting every fucking way. I guess I didn't cut the girl up. So then she was like, I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. That's when she starts screaming. Mind y'all, blood going everywhere. I'm still in shock. I'm just standing there like, I can't believe this shit just happened. So she's screaming like, I have 2 kids. Now the guys that was out there was like, you should have thought about them 2 kids before you came out here. Mind you, the girls that came out at my house never got out the car to help her. This is why. One never got out the car to help her because her baby daddy was one of the guys from the hood. He didn't even know that she was in the car. And the whole time he was on my side like, beat their ass, beat their ass. So she never got out the car. But anyway, she was like, I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. Y'all, blood is going everywhere. I can't move. I'm just looking like, I can't believe it. Like, this shit gotta be fake. So I'm still standing there. They telling her, you should have thought about the kids before you got in the car. So they pushing her in the car. My y'all, the such and such who is pregnant start pitting the gas on their car. So all I see is, I'm stuck, y'all. All I see is the headlights coming. I was so motherfucking mad that I jumped up and punched the window. But remember, I told y'all the knife was still in my hand. So when I punched the window, the whole windshield shattered. The whole windshield shattered. So she stopped. I just took off fucking running. Like, I just took off running. Mind you, my baby is still down the street in the car. I want y'all to know why all this is going on. My baby daddy was walking down the road with a bag from the candy lady. Didn't give a fuck. So, he just letting us out there do all this. So, I just ran down the road. You know, like them little garbage that people have in their yard, like when they moving. I just threw. Okay. So I just threw it in that garbage or whatever, right? So I ran. It kind of was like almost like a movie. When I ran around the corner, the brother that came and picked me up from my house was coming around the corner with the door already open. He was like, get in, get in. Now, my baby daddy calling saying, you need to come on. We need to go to the east side of town. I done cut this girl the fuck up. I don't know if she dead or fucking alive. I don't know. But I left. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He like, come to the east side. I'm like, nah. His mama's like, you need to come over here now. You know what? To this day, thank you. I'm not going to say her name, but thank you. So she's telling me you need to come over there. So I'm telling him like, fuck you at this point because bitch, while we out there tussling and doing whatever, you at the damn candy lady, not a care in the fucking world. Didn't even grab the damn baby. But anyway, so after that, I run around the corner, I jump in the car, and we hit it to his mama's house, right? So his mom tells me to call the police again, right? This is a long story, y'all. Like, so she like called the police again. So I'm like, call the police. Like, all I know is like, I just cut this bitch the fuck up and I blacked out, y'all. So I really don't know how bad it is, but I know that when I came back to life, her whole shirt was bloody. It was blood squirting out her neck. It was some shit I never seen before, and it was kind of fucked up. So I'm like, call the police. She was like, yeah, you need to call the police and tell them that you got in an altercation. So I'm like, okay. So I call the police, and I'm like, hi, my name is Raquel Jones or whatever. and I got in an altercation at this place. They came to my house first. My roommate called, y'all didn't come. I'm telling them like they followed me, and we fought. We got to fighting, but I'm calling the police first. She pretty much telling me to tell them myself first. So that's what I do. So then the police come out there or whatever. They looking at me. My whole hand is cut the fuck up. Like, remember I told you I punched the window. So it's blood everywhere. I got blood on me, but it's whatever. So the police come. They get my story. And then they was about to leave. Next thing I know, me and my son's grandma out there, a sergeant get out the car, y'all. He come over there. Me and her looked at each other. When we see him, we just knew it was rap. Like, oh, shit. Your ass going to jail. So then, when he got out of the car, he was like, wait a minute, ma'am. Someone got cut tonight and is in critical condition or whatever. Do you know anything about it? They had stopped to a fire department, and the fire people had to rush her to the ER. I said, I don't know nothing about no cutting. I know that we got in a fight. I don't know